Every season is goal setting season. And today I'm super excited to talk to you about my structure and reverse engineering my goals to make sense for my real estate business. So stay tuned. We're going to dive in and we'll have some free downloads for you as always. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, Realtor Playbook. Super excited to dive into this today. Reverse engineering my numbers and goals absolutely changed my business, and I'm super excited to share my strategy with you, and I hope it works. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you are interested in any of the downloads I speak of in this video, there will be a link below. If you're interested in partnering with myself, Mike Sherrard, Louis Galt at the Wolfpack, please book a call here. I would be happy to discuss all of the value and all of the things that are going on, and joining this group kind of re-energized my real estate career, and I would love to talk to you about that as well. So while we're talking about these goals, let's get into the actual numbers, the reverse engineering, because a lot of us have a tendency to make all these big, audacious, juicy goals and not really have a direction to dive into and actually commit to make these things work. So can't wait to dive in. All right, we oftentimes have all of these big, hairy, audacious goals, and we don't know how to match that to our business and give us key performance indicators to absolutely make sure that we reach our goals. A lot of times we set these goals, we don't know exactly how to get there. When you put the math behind it, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're gonna need to do to get to where you need to go. All right, so let's say, for instance, you wanna have $150,000 in GCI. GCI is gross commission income. That is before you pay your broker, before you pay all your fees, before you pay anything, before you pay Uncle Sam. That's your number. So say, for instance, you work in a market with an average price point of $500,000. If you don't know the average price point in your market, ask somebody in your office, ask somebody called Google, whatever you need to do to find the average price point in your area. We're going to use that for basic numbers for math here. So say, for instance, your average price point's $500,000. You know from experience or checking the MLS that your average commission usually is about 3%. We're going to take $500,000. We're going to multiply it by 3%. That's going to give us $15,000 per home. So if our goal is $150,000, we take $150,000 divided by 15,000, and that will give us 10, which will tell us how many closings we need to reach our goal. Okay, we all know that closings are where we get paid, so we need 10 closings. Now let's talk about agency agreements. Usually about 75% of agency agreements convert. If you are an experienced agent and you know your conversion rate from last year, or take a look back at last year and you can calculate it, use that number here. If you don't know, I'm gonna have you do 75%. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna take the number 10 and you are gonna divide it by 0.75, and that gives you 13.3. We all know that you can't have 13.3 agency agreements, so I'm gonna call that 14 here. So we need 14 agency agreements. And you're like, okay, well, how do I get 14 agency agreements? The honest truth is we need to be having conversations, and we're not going to take this to the conversation level, but the purpose of conversations is to set appointments or showings, or, get the conversation from, touching base, building relationship, to an actual business conversation. So if we're taking those conversations to appointments, usually about 1/4 of your appointments will convert into agency agreements. So what that means is we probably need to set 14 times 4 is 56 appointments. So 14 is 1/4 of 56. So I'm going to put that here. And you have 56 appointments, 14 from those 56 appointments, you'll get 14 agency agreements, which will turn into 10 closings and will get you to your goal. And so as long as you have these targets, and the cool part is we can see if we're falling behind and absolutely go for it, because we all know that the biggest thing with annual goals is we start falling behind and we can't catch up and we don't know what we have to do to catch up. Now we know. So let's break this down a little bit for you into months. All you have to do here is take 56 divided by 12 months in a year, and you know that you have to set 4.6 appointments every single month to get 56 appointments for the year. You all know you can't have 0.6 of an appointment, so we're going to put a 5 there. Okay, next Oh, I'm sorry, this is 4. So we're gonna have 5 here. So the way this sheet works is you take this number, since it says 4 right here, it matches that. We'll go 56 divided by 12 months, and we need 5 appointments each and every month to make that happen. Now, we all know that months are long and things happen and things get in the way, so let's break it down into weeks. If we need 5 appointments per month divided by 4 weeks, pretty simple math, that's gonna be 1.2 or whatever that number is. But we can't have 1, so we're gonna shoot for 2 appointments a week. And we have a little leeway there, but that'll absolutely make sense as we go here. So 5 divided by 4 will give us 2. And this just tells me right now that I need to get 2 buyer or seller listing appointments per week. And if we get to that number, 2 a week, we will absolutely crush this goal, because as you saw, my decimals were rounded up here. So we want to shoot for a little bit higher. The goal is not your ceiling. It should be your floor and the actual minimum of what you want to make. But this is how you reverse engineer your numbers as a real estate agent, so you know what actions you need to do. Now with that number, 2 appointments per week, we can go all around. We can go down the social media route. We can focus on building through Instagram. We can focus on building through open houses. Whatever that is, I would suggest focusing on 1 or 2 strategies to build that up. Get really good at that, because your conversion rate will go up. So if you are interested again in that tracker or our 12-week setup where you can really label in your goals and make sure you're doing it and meeting them on a weekly basis, please click the link below. We'd be happy to provide that to you. But so important to reverse engineer your goals. I know that I had big goals before I did this, and now reverse engineering them, I know exactly what I have to do to dive into my production business and absolutely crush my goals. As always, if you need anything, please reach out. Go get a win today. We'll talk to you soon.